Well, consider yourself oriented. But let's do one more demo, and this time we're going to look at what it takes to write a little bit of code on our device. In this demo, we're going to jump into Node.js on the Edison and just see that it works from the device. We're going to write a little bit of Node.js code from the REPL, and then a simple Hello World app. And finally, just for kicks, we'll write a little web server and then go issue a request against that from our host machine. So let's go. I'm going to open two command prompts here and show you a format that I like to work in with my local file system on the left and my remote file system on the right. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to jump out to where I've already SSH'd to my device, and I'm just going to show you that Node is working by typing Node and seeing that that takes us to the REPL, the read, execute, print loop function or system in Node. This is assurance alone that Node is working, but let's go ahead and write a quick line of code here. See that X actually has a value, and it's working as if it's real JavaScript, because in fact it is. I'll hit Control-C a couple times to jump out of that REPL. Now let's go ahead and write ourselves a Hello World Node application. I'll make a directory called Hello World to hold this, cd into that. No files in there right now. I'm going to go ahead and vi app.js. It says can't read user input and drops out of vi. Now I wanted to take you this route just to show you the workaround for this. I am not aware of the reason for this issue, but I've run into it. Others on the web have as well, and I haven't seen a good resolution. So the way to do this is to actually jump out of your session, your SSH session, and you can see that I was connected to 192.168.0.36, and remember I was SSH'd to that by typing in root at and then the MDNS name of that device. When you use that MDNS name, in some circumstances, for some reason, VI does not work. And the only thing you have to do is make sure you use the IP address in that case. Not too big of an inconvenience, a little bit annoying, but I guess that's just the way it is. So we'll go ahead and go back into the Hello World folder. We'll vi app.js to create that. And in here, we're going to do a simple Hello World application. If I did a console log and said Hello World, that would be enough, but let's get just a little bit fancy and let's actually put that into a function so we have a little bit more code here to prove that things are working. And I'm going to call my console log, and then I'm going to do a set timeout, typical JavaScript pattern. And in this set timeout, I'm going to call myself, and then I'm going to wait 1 second. Close my function, and that should do it. So let's go ahead and escape from VI and run node app.js. And there we have Hello World being printed to the screen every second. No surprises or problems there. Now let's go ahead and move on to the third step, which is to write a Hello Web Server application. We'll back up a folder here and make a directory called Hello Web Server. cd into that. And once again, we'll vi app.js. This time we're going to use the HTTP module that's built into Node. So this does not have to be installed as an MVM package because it's built into Node. We can, with that HTTP, create a server that is expecting a function, and the function is expecting a signature of a request and a response. Let's do a response write head. We want to write out a 200. And this is going to be a header value, which is a content type of text plain. That'll do it for that header. Close that down. We want to do a response write hello world. And finally a response end. That does it for our create server function. We'll close that function, close our create server method call. And now we need to, with the server that's been created, we need to tell it that we want to listen on port 3000. That's a common one to listen at. That's really all the code that's required to create a web server. And this is being created on the device, if in fact we execute this code from the device. So let's go ahead and jump out of there. Now with that running, we'll actually open our browser on our local machine here. This is on the host machine. This is obviously not running on the device itself. And so I can use its MDNS name there. I can go to port 3000 and I should get a value of hello world. And in fact, I have. Now I'm hoping that this opens up your minds to all kinds of possibilities. The fact that it's so easy to just create a web server on our device and hit that web service from any other device, be it a phone or a PC or another IoT device that's on the same network. You can use whatever client frameworks you want to make whatever interfaces you want. And this is really just the device telling you about who it is and what it's capable of doing, or whatever scenarios, whatever use cases that you want to light up in there. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, now you understand where we're at with the Internet of Things. You have a solid understanding of the devices that are available to you for IoT projects, and you can completely set up an Intel Edison from scratch and even write some basic software for it. Next, let's look more in depth at writing software. In the next module, we're going to start playing with Node.js and writing IoT apps.